Film lovers are sick people, and I'm gonna blame the movies. When I was a teenager, I ran away a lot. I was into a whole bunch of nonsense. Dropped out of school, had no problem with sleeping behind a bridge with my friends, drunk and high and young and playing out our own ideas of fun and freedom and romance. Then I hit the road. Hitchhiking from state to state, sometimes I'd have a bed to sleep on, but I never counted on it. Every state was different, and every city was a new adventure. In San Francisco, I found a family of hustlers like me, street kids. We loved the lifestyle. We felt so free, dirty broke, and beautiful. It was fun. We valued one another and took care of each other. We came from different backgrounds, but we all loved Oliver and Company. It was our favorite Disney movie, and now, while that wasn't a huge thing, it was curious. We'd reference it a lot. I was a good street performer, so a couple of us used to sing some of the songs from the film on the corner. Why should I worry? Why should I care? I may not have a dime, but I got street savoir faire. Dodger was the best, and we unironically loved that character. None of us were familiar with Oliver Twist proper. I don't think any of us were aware of the film's Dickensian origin, and I didn't learn that factoid until much later on. Isn't it oddly miraculous, though? We were a ragtag family, pickpockets, junkies, and artists who had a shared connection with the same children's film. Granted, it was partly our age or generation. The film came out in '88. A lot of us were kids with VHS players. It kind of makes sense. You absolutely can blame the movies, though. When we were kids, we idolized Disney's Dodger, Rita, Tito, and Oliver. We were romanced by Oliver and Company's misfit, carefree, and colorful ethos. The artful Dodger inspired us, and without knowing it, without deliberately trying to, we all ended up learning from his rebellious philosophy, and it informed our lives. It had to have. Some of us died, most of us didn't, and we were all happy living that way. I miss it a lot. Oliver and Company doesn't simply make me nostalgic for my childhood, it does a lot more than that. Oliver and Company reminds me of Casey, one of my closest allies. He was from Wyoming, great smile, used to fill up a shopping cart completely stocked full of goodies and casually walk out the front door of the supermarket without paying for it as if he owned the place, and then we'd feast. I don't know what happened to him. It reminds me of Nobody. No, not Nobody. Nobody was the name he gave to everyone. That way, if you ever got caught with something and you were asked who you got it from, you'd have to say, Nobody gave it to me. He was incredibly charismatic. It's deeply ironic that his nickname was Nobody, given the fact that he had such a powerful presence. And one night he told me his real name, and to this day, although I haven't seen or heard from him in over a decade, I've never revealed it to anyone. I don't know what happened to him. The film reminds me of Half Pint, this pint-sized, super cute anarchist chick I had a crush on. She was brave, funny, an amazing girl, incredibly original. She wanted me to go to Big Sur with her. Just me and her. I didn't go. Not with her. That's always been one of the few true regrets of my life. I have no idea what happened to her. Nostalgia doesn't relate to a specific memory. It relates to an emotional state of an emotional era, and emotionally I was in love with my misfit family. I'm idealizing them, just as we learned our carefree concept of cool freedom from Disney's idealized forms, and they deserve to be remembered tenderly. I don't want to imagine my friends dead. I want to imagine them in Oliver and Company, and I want to pretend I'm there with them. The film is beautifully animated, extraordinarily voice acted. I think that '80s Disney has a bad reputation because I think it's beautiful and really touching. And its composition is offbeat and jazzy, but I'm honestly too close to the film to provide anything other than worship in a lot of ways. It's an eternal film. Film lovers are sick people. Good film, music, dance, song, and literature can convince anyone of anything and occasionally alter the culture. Films you watch when you're a child are very significant because they teach you what will ultimately become your morality. My moral compass was formed by films like Oliver and Company, and I truly believe that Oliver and Company taught me well. This film makes me grin, it makes me smile and laugh. The film compels me to sing along with it and daydream in tune with Dodger himself. Oliver and Company makes me feel like I'm back there again, with those misfits, the street kids, with Half Pint, Casey, and Nobody, with all of them. We're all there without a worry in the world, and why should we worry? Why should we care? In Oliver and Company, all my friends are happy. Their bellies are full, and they're laughing.